Away lads and lasses, I'm Mackem, a content creator here on YouTube, alongside many other Sunderland based channels. It's been a year since I did my last Sunderland YouTubers video. Hello. And I wanted to update you on who you can check out, who's no longer creating content, and what to expect from each channel. There's been a lot of changes in the offerings for Sunderland fans trying to find more content here on YouTube. I'm a bit of a stat man. I do like to use numbers to influence my talking points. We'll start off with the big one, the main one, the official SunderlandAFC channel. This one is headed up by the marketing and PR team at the club. This has grown so much in the last year. The content on here is looking more and more professional, a little bit more corporate, but that's not a bad thing. It's clear to me that there's been a lot of thought and strategy being put into the content that's been posted on our socials now. So YouTube and Twitter, the two places where I go to find all things official Sunderland. Everything here is directly quoted from the players, from the manager and directors at the club. It's quite clear to me that the club has had a sit down since the League One era and decided to publish more, to speak more to our fans, which is brilliant. Some of the messages that are on here might be vague, but that is miles better than just radio silence like there was before. So let's give the club some kudos for that. There's been a couple of visual changes. There's a lot more tabs on the channel. There's some content in the shorts and live stream feed which are very dated, so kind of irrelevant, but the one that's really good and really keen on there is the podcasts that are on here are the same as the ones that are on other streaming services, but obviously in visual format and free. So if you don't want to pay for a premium service like Spotify, you can watch it on their YouTube channel as well. The YouTube channel has grown massively over the past year. There are now 13,000 more people subscribed to Sunderland than there were last year. You go to the Sunderland channel for the match highlights, the player interviews, the press conferences, all of the stuff that is copyright restricted. But outside of Sunderland's main channel, we have a lot of content creators to go through, and we'll start off with Terry, the Mad Mistake. He is definitely one of the biggest personalities in the Sunderland YouTube space, in the Mackem realm.
Here we go, back again with another video, and yes,
currently sat on 16.6k subscribers, and that will keep on growing. And for a very good reason. He's clearly very passionate about Sunderland. He speaks his mind.
I'm going to go downstairs, have a nice steak.
But when you are in there, you feel welcome. Your opinions are taken on board. You always just feel welcome in his chat, and it's a good, healthy discussion about our club and the way it should be run. It's just nice. Hit the subscribe button on his channel if you aren't already. I'm going to be recommending that you subscribe to a lot of people here, so check everybody's links in the description below. Next up is the OG Joel Gradwell, aka JamSarny, the Blackpool Mackem. He's focused on cracking on with creating new content, videos around the signings, match reviews, and the watch-alongs when he gets time to too. So he does compete with the Mad Mistake in the watch-along space, but for me that is a good thing for the community as a whole. There's more options for people to find more Mackems around the world. Class lad, good channel, hit him a sub, 15.2k strong. Next up is SAFCFanTV. This one is a little bit confusing to me, just like why I've chosen to put some pants in the background hanging up. They've been very intermittent on creating content this year, and I'm not too sure what's happening with the channel. You've got Wayne, who's created a lot of videos for him. That was last like 3 months ago, and we'll talk about Wayne a bit more later on because he's got his own channel, but we're talking about SAFCFanTV right now. I'm disappointed with SAFCFanTV. As you can see from that graph, they do grow when they do produce content, so there is an appetite for that from the audience, from YouTube, to say Sunderland fans will enjoy this content, and we do. It's so sporadic, it's not well communicated, and it feels like the channel's a little bit on life support rather than fully thriving at the moment, especially compared to last year. So hopefully it gets fixed, it gets patched, and something happens with the channel again. But until then, I can't recommend it to you, but it is there if you want to check it out. Let's hear from the next lads, Gilesy and Steve.
Well, basically, it's everything Sunderland.
We'll give a different outlook on it to what some of the channels do.
We do match vlogs, match previews, and the odd live stream.
We always try and make it a bit more light-hearted.
This season, though, we're going to try and switch things up a little bit and do the weekend score predictions for the Championship. That's other clubs, and maybe the Premier League. Who knows?
We're not free PC. We don't beat around the bush. If we've got something to say, we just see it.
And we're going to try and get to a much more away days.
As long as the people like it, that's what we'll keep on bringing.
So that's what they're about, but what do they want to achieve, and what do they want the club to achieve?
Jazzy does all that. I'm just a pretty face in front of the camera.
It used to be subscriber goals, but now I'm just so thankful for the amount of subscribers that we've got.
My aim's just to keep entertaining. It's a good feeling when I'm at the matches, or I'm from on Sunderland and people recognise it and they say, "Oh, we really love watching what you're doing. You're dead funny. Keep doing what you're doing," and it doesn't mean a lot.
We're going to try new things and just bring better quality content for the subscribers that we've got. And if anyone else wants to join on, then fair enough. That is my goal. Now is just to bring better quality content.
Well, ideally, in 12 months' time, I'd love to see us preparing for a season in the Premiership.
As long as they keep progressing like they are, I'll be happy whatever happens.
That is the aim this season. That is the goal, 100%. And I think the way we started this summer is promising, with tying down Hume and Zirkin and also making 3 very promising signings. And I'm sure there's going to be more on the way.
We're building a young team. We're building a team for the future as well.
More of the same as last season, just with a bit more control. But obviously, some of the young lads will have a lot more experience.
The last season, we're over-accomplished, we're overachieved. And as long as we continue in that vein of form, I'll be happy. And
so brilliantly entertaining football.
A lot of strength in depth, and didn't make the same mistakes we did last season.
But yeah, promotions. What I want to see, what I'll be happy to see, is just another very entertaining season full of players in a squad that just keep on trying, and where they play for the shirt, play for the badge on the shirt, give their all for the fans, for the club. And as long as they do that, I can't really complain.
But that's it for me. I've done a nice quick one for AnthTheMackem. Go and subscribe to him, he's a good lad. Season a bit everyone.
That's what it is. AnthTheMackem, hope you're happy with them answers.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, lads. I have no doubt you two will thrive for the next upcoming year, and I look forward to see what new content you've got in the cards. Over to Bowers. What have you got to say, mate?
Hello. Mainly it's to do with reacting to Sunderland games, and I usually try to get them uploaded within half an hour of the game finishing. Videos uploaded, but that's usually what I do, and I try to do some bits of Sunderland news here and there. I don't have the dedication of the other YouTubers to do rumours and comment their views on it because I'm too lazy, to be frank, and obviously those guys do it better than I do. My hope mainly for the next near future, the next 12 months, is to get 5,000 subscribers, because I've been stuck on 4.4k, around something like that, for quite a while actually. So I'm hoping to get away from that and get to the 5k mark, but we shall see. For me, the aim should be get promoted. Now, I don't expect necessarily to go up, but I expect to give it a go. If we finish in the top 6, for example, and get the playoff final, then at least it's a bit of progress on last season. But obviously the league will be very tough this year, with the teams coming down from the Prem and the teams that underperformed last year. You would think will do a bit better. But if we get promoted to the Premier League, which is where Sunderland belong really, then yeah, all the better. Happy days. So we shall wait and see. Fingers crossed. Away the lads.
Fans React. This channel is run by Sean Middleton, and what he does is essentially...
What of a result, unbelievable.
He goes outside of the stadium after every game and gets the fans' reactions on camera.
If we can in the playoffs, Sunderland can.
The funniest moments though on this channel are usually when somebody's really upset or absolutely hammered.
We are going up! We are going up! We are going up!
It's a fun channel, 100% worth the watch, just for the little moments here and there that some of the anecdotes that some fans come up with is just ridiculously funny. So yeah, I like this channel. Thane SAFC unfortunately deleted his channel in January. This one, I won't speak on his behalf, but it is what it is, I guess. He felt pressured and he felt the need to remove himself from social media. And that, I think, is disappointing. The whole point of people creating Sunderland content is to create more people who like what you like, and you have that community to speak to, not to be bullies or whatever. So yeah, who's next? SAFC David is on a very similar ilk as Thane SAFC. The channel is still there, but it's flatlined. The content and the regularity is just not there on his channel anymore. Unfortunately, very much like SAFCFanTV, I can't recommend it, but it is still there if you're looking for more content creators. The Mackem Cabbie, aka DJ Earth SAFC, if you were around this time last year, he is a watch-along live streamer alongside me on a lot of them. He does the podcasts with me, the Mackem Football Show, but he also does alternative commentary, comedy-based videos as well, so check his channel out. He was supposed to be doing a bloody video like Gilesy, like Bowers, but he hasn't sent me one yet, and he hasn't sent me the response to the questions, so this is going in the edit. Then it's back to me. I'm AnthTheMackem, obviously. In the last year, my channel has nearly tripled in size. It's gone from about 400 subscribers to nearly 1.2 thousand, which is amazing. Thank you very much. I recently unlocked membership, so you can add a membership and get emotes on our watch along live streams for 99p or something like that. It's the lowest amount you possibly get. Wear this monstrosity of a hat whenever we're winning on a live stream. Create shorts for the goals. I do a podcast called the Mackem Football Show where we talk about all things Sunderland over the previous week. This happens during the season. I like to think I have a very balanced outlook. This here is my script, by the way, and on it I've also added on a note to say why I don't go to the games myself. I don't live in the Northeast anymore. I haven't lived in the Northeast since 2009, but I've supported Sunderland every single week by listening to BBC Newcastle, subscribing to the SAFC coverage, and now I'm trying to help more fans around the globe just have access to what they should if they support Sunderland. That's my main aim. Geordie Boy 29 is next up. He has slowed down his content creation, very much like SAFCFanTV, not to the extent of SAFC David. He is creating content, but it's not really focused around Sunderland anymore. It's more of his hobbies. So check his channel out. He is definitely a Sunderland fan, 100%, that is correct. I'm not sure what his content plans are, but everybody featured in the video from this point through to the end is brand new to my list. We're going to start off with the Roker Report. They leapfrog quite a lot of teams in the league table, I guess, for content creators because they made their subscriber number public and trackable from, I think, September onwards, which means they were already firmly established. I was just unaware that that channel existed. I knew they had their website and their podcast, but not a YouTube channel, which they showed their podcast on. It's really good, by the way. Good production value, clear conversations around Sunderland from their fans, from press releases, from sometimes players and managers. Very, very, very rarely, but really good production and worth a listen to.
Hello guys, this is Owen, the SAFC exiled Mackem. So what do I make content about? I make content about speculation, about rumours. The way I do it is I research it, I look into 2 or 3 media sources. I don't just go with one media source. I look for something else to back it up. What else? Podcasts. I do live podcasts. Done a lot of solo shows recently. Been trying to get some guests on. I've had some decent guests in the past. Nick Barnes has got to be the top one from BBC Radio Newcastle. He was absolutely fantastic to talk to. So podcasts are another thing that we love to talk about. Live streams. Always love doing a live stream, watching the game and sort of commentating on it. Always wanted to be a commentator when I was a kid. You know, when I started this channel, the whole aim was to bring the fans in and to build a fan community and, to talk to other Sunderland fans. That's what it was all about. When I started doing podcasting, I started working on the NFL, National Football League, the American football, big, massive Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I did a lot of work for Pittsburgh Steelers channels. One of the things I noticed was that when people commented on videos, the people behind the podcast never responded to them. Very rarely. You might obviously get the thumbs up and the heart, but that was it. There was never a response from the person who made the video. So my personal opinion is I always try and respond. Like I said, it's all about building that fan community for me. That's what it's all about. You know, you're going to be a top club, you're going to contend for one of those top 2 spots, which we really do need to do, which is what Christian Speakman said in his interview. You need 4 strikers, you know, given the fact, obviously, that we had so many injuries last season. Second hope is we hang on to our best players. You know, we hang on to Jack Clark, we hang on to Dan Ballard, we hang on to Anthony Patterson. They play a brand of football we haven't seen in a long time. You know, I remember the days of Peter Reid. I was season ticket holder during that era, and that was some of the best football you've ever seen with Quinn and Phillips and Summerby and Johnston. And my final hope, well, it's got to be an automatic promotion spot. I don't want to go for the playoffs again. It's just such a lottery. Continue building this squad and continue building towards winning automatic promotion and hopefully win the championship and going up as champions. Well, that's my aim anyway.
Subscribe to his channel. It's absolutely free.
Away the lads. Come on, Southern. Keep the faith.
Moving on to Only Fools and SAFC. This is Wayne's channel. Wayne from SAFCFanTV. He has responded to me in a text format, so thank you very much for responding, Wayne. I really appreciate it. In summary, he creates vlogs like a lot of other Sunderland channels. He does a shirt giveaway with one of his sponsors every so often. I think that's once a month, and he has a goal of reaching 500 subscribers by the end of this season. So I think that is really good. Check his channel out. You've seen what he's like on SAFCFanTV. Go to his personal channel and support him there. EddyBamber has a mix of videos on his channel. He does a lot of compilations for the players that are coming into the club. Some really well edited, good production value compilations for those players, so you can get a good idea of what that player's about without having to like dig through thousands of YouTube clips of goals from months and years ago. Eddie does that for you. Always double check your work. I nearly missed out AltEnding, who is very much like Eddie, but been around a little bit longer. He creates compilations of players coming into the club, goal compilations, just really well edited videos, and I really appreciate them because it helps me see who we've got into the club and I can talk about them, or their best parts, the best qualities of those players for my videos as well. So appreciate you both, lads. Then there's RWA Productions.
Bradley here from RWA Productions. My content is about Sunderland Football Club. It could involve transfer speculation, live match day streams, and podcasts with panel of Sunderland fans. Hopefully next year is to aim to get 1k subscribers. Also doing podcasts still, but running differently. So my hopes for the squad over the next 12 months, what we'll have at the minute, obviously with 4 extra new players, including a striker coming in, is getting promoted back to the Premier League this time next year. That's what I really think.
And finally, it is the one and only KyleDon, the king of vlogs. He does matchday experiences for any and every EFL team that going. So he'll go to Scunthorpe, he'll go to Brighton, he'll go to literally any team and experience what it's like from their fans' perspective. He is a Sunderland fan, so the majority of the games he goes to is Sunderland, but there is a sprinkle of other teams in there, and I think that is a really fascinating approach. He's clearly a lover of the game, but has chosen Sunderland as his #1 team to support, so thank you, welcome along. And yeah, he's like Roker Report. He's been around for a while, and he jumps highly up into my list of rankings, I guess. And that's it. That's all of the channels that I know of today that are Sunderland focused. So if you want to show support, I've linked everybody in the description below. If you want to get in contact with me directly, just comment on this video. My DMs are open on Twitter and Discord, so always happy to work with other content creators. And that is it. Thank you very much for showing support, sticking around this long into the video. However, lads.
Give my good buddy Anth a sub. He's fantastic. Love talking to Anth. Great Sunderland fan.
Go and subscribe to him. He's a good lad. Says in a bit, everyone.
And bye.